Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is December 26th, 2022, and this is episode 555. Today we're looking at Parker Girls number 3, comes out from Abstract Studios at a whopping $3.99. This is a recommend. This is a Terry Moore book, and if you know anything about Terry Moore, he writes the story. He does the art, he does the lines, he does the lettering, he does everything on the book completely. And his wife runs the business. Abstract Studios is his own publication company. And on the cover here we have Tamby, who is, I believe, the leader of the Parker Girls, which is a private investigation team that is very covert. They don't exist, except they are well known through the elites and rich of the world, and they do special jobs. They're also pretty matter-of-factly brutal at times, with a little empathy here and there spread about. But yeah, we have Tamby on the cover. She's the strong woman that kind of runs this, sends the girls out. And there's a lot of girls I have been having a little bit of trouble keeping them all straight. The men in this, yes, Terry Moore has a habit of making them all buffoons or crazy or whatever you want to call them, just despicable human beings. And it just makes the women shine a little brighter. The women do get a little bit of a depth to their characters, while the men, they're pretty one-dimensional at times. And that would be one of my only really knock about this. The art in here is just fabulous. It's black and white. And let's get into it. First of all, we start off with a Rachel Rising ad, also done by Terry Moore, and this is a total recommend. I love this book. If you like horror, you might really enjoy this. It's witches and the devil and all kinds of neat stuff like that. Horrible reincarnation. And his characters tend to show up in other stories. So we had Zoe in this one, and she was in the last one called Serial. As always, we start off with a little quote there. This one's from Robert Louis Stevenson with a little picture of a seascape, and it picks up where the last issue left off, with two of the Park girls have cornered the captain of this yacht, and they're questioning him about the death of one of their colleagues. Her name is Piper, who was hanging out with Zachary May. I think they were going to get married. They're either boyfriend, girlfriend, or they're going to get married, or they're married. I can't recall exactly. But she mysteriously died after having an argument with Zachary May, who's a Mark Zuckerberg type. And he's a billionaire, excuse me. So he's retelling the story, what happened that night. He really didn't see anything. He heard her arguments, some bumps and such, but didn't think anything about it. It wasn't until the next day that they discovered Piper was no longer on the boat, and her body ends up washing up shore on Malibu. I think they were taking a trip to Catalina, if I recall correctly. So here we get a picture of the captain. You can see that he's quite in despair because two of the Parker girls are really doing a good job of questioning him. But they don't get that much out of him other than he's probably not guilty of anything. He's just the guy that happened to be there captaining the ship that day and didn't really see anything. But they put, out a APB as soon as they saw that Piper was gone, but it was too late by then. Then we flash back over to another situation where the body of Zachary May's accountant is found, and he was found to also have embezzled $10 million. The Parker girls tracked him down. Once they tracked him down, they got the $10 million back out after they conned him out of it. And once they were gone, Zachary May came in, picked him up, and took him from a tropical resort to Death Valley and dropped him there without clothes or anything, and he ended up perishing. As you can see, this ranger finds him, but there's also some drone watching the whole proceeding. So I don't know whose drone that is at this time. Maybe we'll find out later. And then this is probably the slowest part of the book. If I had a complaint, this was just a lot of dialogue all taking place on this Learjet, where we have the Parker girls. We have Tamby, who's the head of this. She's got like scarred up hands, arms, and I'm assuming that sooner or later they'll tell us why she has these scars, or if they're maybe burn scars. I'm not sure. But these two are half sisters. So I don't know if I'm assuming they share the same mom. I don't know for certain. That they do have a strong resemblance. But Tamby is a lot stronger. Now this one here, she's related to Kachu somehow. But I don't know if they ever tell her what her name is. And there's other girls in here we've already heard about. Piper, there's Cherry, there's Angie, and I think there might even be another one. Alex, I believe her name is. It comes up later. But this is just a lot of talking. They're going over, talking about Zachary May and why he would have killed her, might have killed Piper, and what's going on with him, and how he's holding back technology that could help people get water from the ocean, fresh water from the ocean, things like that, and the conspiracy behind that. And so you can see it just goes on and on, a lot of talking. So it gets to a point where they finish up their conversation, and we cut to another place. This is poolside, and I'm not sure exactly where this is. They really haven't described it. I'm assuming it is somewhere in California, where you see someone falling to the bottom of the pool. This is actually Alex here, and it appears that she has been knocked unconscious. She is I think she's one of the Parker girls, but I'm not 100% sure on this. And so there's this gentleman here who we don't know who he is yet. I don't know if he's a friend of Zachary Mays or what. And this is his bodyguard who knocked the girl into the thing. And she retaliates big time, using her high heel, knocking him over with a leg sweep, gets out, and then actually kills the guy with her heel. And that's how the story ends. So there's a lot of exposition and dialogue in this. It's very dialogue heavy. The action was very minimal. Usually the way that Terry Moore works is there won't be a lot of action, but the panels display a whole lot of action. So this just kind of, most of this just took place in the last couple pages here, so unfortunately, but it has been a good story, and I will stay on this one until the end. So thank you for watching this review. Now let's go through what's else on the book here. I'm assuming this is issue number 4 here. I'm not sure. That's going to be the cover. Oh, this is next issue on this, so maybe that was issue number 1. I can't recall. So this is issue number 4. I don't know if that's Alex, the woman that just used her high heel, and this is Kachu's sister, perhaps, hanging out. They also mentioned that Kachu used to be a Parker girl at one time too. So let's look at some other things that Terry Moore's done. Serial was a 10-issue, and now it's available in an omnibus. I highly recommend this. This is a great story. We have a sketchbook here. His sketches are always fun to look at. That's available through his online store. We've got Motor Girl. I didn't like this one as much, but I did enjoy it enough to recommend it. I didn't think it was one of his strongest stories, but it came out about 4 years ago or so. Echo's very good. So if you're interested in that, you get the complete edition. I think it runs 30 issues. I'm not quite sure. It's a lot of issues. And Strangers in Paradise, the complete set's now available. I have not read this one, but his characters from here seem to appear all through. So this is an award-winning series in itself. So maybe someday I'll tackle it, but for now I've got other stuff to do. So there you have it. I recommend for Parker Girls. Thank you very much if you stayed with me this long through this review. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't, please leave comments if you wish, and we'll see you next time. at the Temple of Tomes. A quick shout out to Darth Cato and MFK30. I hope I got that right. Who have rejoined the channel, have resubscribed, and I think I had another Ahmet. He is a new subscriber as well. So I appreciate you guys checking in and checking out the reviews. So, as always, this is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.